Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that feels good. We need to change the format of this daily vlog thing. We need to change. I just know we need to change, but I don't know how to change things. I'm finishing up my studies. We're finishing the book. We can actually start studying something else, and after studying something else, we can actually start the project that can be the part of the hackathon. So just a quick update. I just finished this last chapter. I should really get rid of this mustache very soon. If you look at the contents of this Ethereum book, the name of the chapters, I've completed it all in less than a week, I guess. Yeah, it's a week. I didn't vlog for 2 days. I took a little bit of time off from vlogging, but yeah, it's completed.
Let's go to our checklist and just check out day 6 and day 7. I don't know what to go with next. You know, it's a bit hard to choose from all these things, but it's not that hard, but I'm making it hard. That's what she said, you know.
Man, this is an extensive list over here. This roadmap is crazy. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to this shit. What I came across today and was really interesting to me was IPFS, Interplanetary File System, and it has an alternative here. It's called Swarm B. Like, a lot of people don't understand this difference between Web 2 and Web 3, and they start talking shit about Web 3 and how it's really not decentralized and it's centralized at its core. But that is just bull crap talking, people talking out of their asses without knowing anything about Web 3. So a main difference between Web 2 and Web 3 is that your website in Web 3 doesn't get stored on a server. It gets stored on a P2P network storage, something like IPFS. And you must know that IPFS at its core is much more secure and much more faster than HTTP. It's a protocol. It's a protocol for transferring files. It can be files of your Web 3 application, your website or something, or it can be a music. It can be anything. But it's a peer-to-peer hypermedia protocol, as it describes itself. IPFS aims to surpass HTTP in order to build a better web for all of us. Today's web is inefficient and expensive because you're downloading everything from one server. The data is on one server, and if that server is down, that's a single point of failure. Today's web can't preserve humanity's history. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
It's been very successful at preserving humanity's history so far, right? Like, it's better than books, but the average lifespan of a web page is 100 days. What? A subsequent 2001 academic study in IEEE computer suggests 75 days. In 2003 it was 100 days. That makes no sense. What do you mean? My first thoughts on this is that a Web 2 website needs a server and it needs a DNS to be constantly paid for a website's maintenance. They make a website, they pay for the servers, they pay for the domain name, it automatically disappears after the owner of the website doesn't pay for the server and for the domain. But I think that goes for Web 1 applications, not Web 2 applications, because Web 2 applications use huge centralized servers like Google, and nothing gets lost in Google. Have you ever lost anything to Google? Google keeps everything. So does Facebook, so does Instagram, so does Twitter and stuff like that. So I don't think that's correct. Interplanetary file system. If some client on Mars requests a certain file by address, the process goes like this. The search starts on the Mars because you don't want to request the files from Earth if they already exist on Mars. So you request among the peers that are on Mars because they're faster to reach. If the file is there, it's there. You get it from them. But if it's not there, request it from Earth, and it takes 8 minutes for it to reach you. And after that 8 minutes, anybody else on Mars who needs that file will get it from you, not from Earth. So that makes it super fast. It's faster than HTTP, which is centralized. And that's why it's called IPFS, Interplanetary Filing System. And if you want to initiate an IPFS server, be careful about and ask your server provider if you have permission to do that, because some server providers, especially in Germany, don't allow that. Don't get me wrong, I love reading documents that involve only text and nothing else, and they look really boring. As much as I love reading these, I don't think that's the wisest idea to do that right now, because I don't really care about Swarm. I just want to know what it is a little bit. So yeah, Swarm and IPFS, dig them out, dig them up, dig them in, do whatever you want with them, because they're decentralized and they're controlled by the people like us.